Welcome to the Pocket Forest Project of Sterling Heights. My name is Paloma. I would like to give a really brief thank you to both the Graham Sustainability Institute and Eagle for facilitating this project. It's been really amazing to work on over the summer, and I feel that I've really gained a lot of new insight and skills. I also wanted to thank Sarah Lee especially, and the rest of the fellows for the support and encouragement over the past 10 weeks. So before I dive into things, I wanted to get a show of hands. How many of you know what a pocket forest is? You might also know it as a microforest or a mini forest. See some hands. So if you don't know what a pocket forest is, that is completely okay, because you are actually contributing to our vision of making urban forestry more accessible. So we had a lot of different ideas and goals with this project, but that was our main focus, as well as improving Sterling Heights communities and sharing our work and making it transferable across Southeast Michigan, as well as Michigan as a whole. And actually, because of the native plants used in this, the features of the website that we built, it's also applicable probably for parts of Ohio as well as Indiana. So I just wanted to point out the photo that's on this slide here. This is actually Sterling Heights' first pocket forest, and definitely not its last. It was built in just April of this year, and we hope that once this project is fully deployed, there will be many more pocket forests being built in Sterling Heights. So before I continue, I wanted to do a little bit of an introduction. My name is Paloma, like I said. I'm the CLC Fellow as well as the Project Manager. And I also wanted to thank my team, who has been super helpful, encouraging, lighthearted, and good-natured, and most important, very knowledgeable with their expertise. So big thank you to Alexis, Weinberg, and Ryan Fox from Sterling Heights. They are sustainability planners. As well as William Francois, who is a Logicalis software engineer, and Matt Sharp, who is the Sterling Heights arborist. So thank you to the whole team. Continuing on, I wanted to actually tell you what a pocket forest is, for those of you who don't know. So a pocket forest, the method was first developed in Japan by Akira Miyawaki as a method for reforestation in urban areas. So pocket forests are these small, relatively small plots of land that feature highly dense, very biodiverse forests with all native plants. And because of their density, they actually have insanely quick growth. It can be up to 10 times as fast as a normal forest. So obviously when we're talking about urban forestry and how to move urban forestry along more quickly, it's important to have these types of forests that can grow more quickly than a regular forest might, or a commercial forest. So why did we choose pocket forests? Pocket forests are really great for a lot of reasons, and I won't go into all of them now, but I will give you a little overview of why they are so important. Pocket forests primarily are used for increasing canopy cover, and that's really important because it contributes to improved air quality, carbon sequestration, better shade for both people and animals, as well as habitats for pollinators and animals. So it's really important to increase canopy covers as deforestation continues in the United States. So even more importantly, Sterling Heights in 2023 was found to have only a 19% canopy cover rate, which is fairly low for the state of Michigan. And again, that's really a problem because it leads to a lot of environmental issues, especially regarding the urban heat index, which measures where urban areas tend to be a lot more warm than surrounding rural areas. And that's due to a lack of vegetation as well as trapping of heat by urban architecture. So in 2024, citizens voted for passing a millage called the Pathway to Play and Preservation Millage. And this millage does a whole lot of things, including beautification and reforestation. And this pocket forest project is just one part of that millage and efforts to increase the canopy rate across the city. So moving on, this process over the past 10 weeks largely falls into 3 categories. So I began really with research. We started with a sister project called the LA Microforest Project, pioneered by Catherine Papaduni. And we used that as a guide and a template for building our own pocket forest project. I did a lot of background research into the Milwaukee method and how it differs in Japan compared to Michigan. And I also created a list of native plants as well as a whole lot of different attributes that go along with those native plants and the different forest types that they are a part of. After that, I moved on to development of my deliverables, and the main one being a website, as well as some guides and tools, and doing a lot of testing of the website over time. And then finally, I worked on making access to the guide as well as the code base for the website. And in this past week, I've been working on finalizing all of those changes, and hopefully we'll share that to everyone who would like to use it. So on this slide, you can see an example of my very initial designs. These were created in Figma, and it took a while to decide how we were going to go about building this website. So the final product ended up looking quite a bit different, and you'll see that on the following slides. So this is just a screenshot of the homepage of the Pocket Forest website. This website has a lot of different features. It includes tools, a guide, a step-by-step guide, some resources, as well as 2 main features that I'm really excited to share. One is a plant calculator tool, and the other is a layout tool. And these are meant to be very useful resources, especially for residents who might not know how to build their own pocket forest. So this is a very brief video of how the plant calculator works. So when you open the plant calculator, you can choose from 5 different forest types. And once you select your forest, you input your square footage, and the calculator tells you exactly how many trees of each type that you need. After that, you can choose from different plants that fit into those different forest types. So here I'm selecting a red oak with 2 red oaks. And then moving on to trees, selecting 3. And subtrees, selecting 3 different types. And then finally, moving on to shrubs. So each different forest type has these 4 categories, but they all feature different plants. And then once you make your selections, you can download a PDF. And then you can also look at a layout that uses spacing rules based on the square footage that you input, and it makes a layout of where to plant all of your different plants, as well as a legend. So we really hope that this tool will be useful for residents who have never built a forest before or don't know anything about urban forestry, to make it more accessible in a very modern digital format. So actually something to note about this website as well, I wanted to really make sure to highlight this. This website it's for beginners. I myself am very new to coding. I just started really last year, and especially web development. And so with another deliverable that we have, which is the code base and a code guide that I wrote, it's meant to make building websites for sustainability tools easier for municipalities, as well as a template, a resource that you can use to build your own pocket forest website. Moving on. One of the other deliverables that I have is this native plant spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet is used in the back end of the website, and it features 100 different plants, as well as their name, scientific name, soil type, soil pH, deer resistance, height, light conditions, and a whole lot of other information. The deliverable also features an additional species list, with hundreds more plants that are native to the area, but they also don't have quite as much information. But this can be used by beginners and as well as experienced foresters alike. And then finally, like I said, the code base and the code guide. So the code base is an open repository of code that you can copy and adapt to fit your own community. And the code guide kind of explains a little bit of how to do that. So the code, we chose to use JavaScript because it allowed us to make the features that we wanted for our website. It's also really nice because this code is an industry standard, as well as it makes it very easy to host it for free. So the only actual cost that we have for this website project is the custom domain name. Aside from that, the website is completely free, but it is industry standard. So it's also great because this is adaptable for other communities. Like I said, you can go and download this code and then change out logos, colors, imagery, and make it your own. And again, off the bat, the code and the website can be used across Southeast Michigan. So those are my deliverables, and in conclusion, I just wanted to share that urban forestry can be community-based, and if we make these tools available in formats that people are used to and people enjoy to use, it actually makes it easier for urban forestry to be utilized across the area. So there's still a lot of hurdles, but I just wanted to point that out, and I think it's an important and worthwhile first step in reforesting our cities. So one last thing, we are actually still deciding what should go on our frequently asked questions page. So if anyone has any suggestions, please let me know. Aside from that, that is it.